Hello. Let's see if we are live. Oh, I think we are live. Hello. It's been quite a while since I've been live on YouTube. So let's see how this works. Adventures. So I'm not expecting a huge audience yet, but it's just fun to come onto a different one than my Facebook. Let me fix my camera. You can see all of my busy paperwork in the background. Just going to turn my phone off. But it's fun to come on to a different place and have a look and chat with people, or just pull cards and see what's going to go on. So the reason I'm coming on YouTube rather than coming on my Facebook page is because I primarily wanted to pull some cards, and I wanted this video to be easily shared in different places by different people. So this is why I'm coming on here. So in case you just are tuning in and you have no idea who I am, my name is Sheila Bicknell. I am BlueWater Oracle, and I'm based just outside of Montreal in Quebec, Canada. It is definitely wintry in our neck of the woods. I've had a lovely day, went out for a nice winter's walk around our neighborhood, and I've also done some winter sowing. So it's my first time doing some gardening where we get an opportunity to put some seeds into different pots and cover them up and put them outside so they can replicate the winter in hopes of germinating really well in the spring to give us new plants, native plants to our area to plant in the spring and in the summer and as we go through the season. So just let me check one thing here. I'm just going to double check. I think that's okay. So as I said, I'm not sure. I haven't done this for a while, so hopefully it's working well. But let us have a look at some cards. So I wanted to come on today because we were literally about 5 minutes before the full moon. So happy full moon to you. I hope that your day is going really well and that you're able to enjoy the full moon. We are cloudy here, so we will not probably see the moon, although she may peek around. She may peek out as she's so bright and full. It's a wolf moon here or cold moon in our area because we're in full winter mode. So it may have a different name in your area depending on your Indigenous communities or any other belief systems that you work with. And of course, it's early January. It's the 13th. So it's a full moon, the first of the 13 moons on the 13th. And I thought that was really cool that we do have 13 moons in the year. And this is the first on January 13th. So I thought that was pretty funky, pretty wild. So here we are. In case you don't know, I'm an Oracle intuitive, so I work with cards so that we can have messages coming through for people. We can chat, we can exchange, and we can see what messages and insights and opportunities want to come in for reflection, for awareness, for connection, for alignment with ourselves and all different aspects of life, and also with our spiritual connection, with our connection with the divine, and of course, when we're in groups, with each other. So I'm a multi-deck reader, got a whole bunch of different decks here on my desk. You can't see it because I don't have a secondary funky camera, but they are here. So I have Gateway Oracle, Soul Coaching Oracle, and Native Spirit Oracle by Denise Lynn. I've got Earth Magic Oracle by Stephen Farmer, Dragon Oracle by Diana Cooper, Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, the Robin Wood Tarot by Robin Wood, the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti, and also the Power of Surrender Oracle by Dr. Judith Orloff. So there we go. That's the team we're working with today, and let's get pulling some cards. So for full moon, January, new year, new energy, and this is an opportunity for you to check in with what are you creating? What are you wanting to bring up into the brightness? What are you looking at manifesting? And as you do that, also looking at what do I want to release? What do I want to let go of? Because if you think about when you're bringing clothes into your home or a new pair of shoes, some people can just keep filling their space and have tons and tons and don't need to declutter. Most of us, though, start to run out of space or start to see that I have more than I'm using, more than is helpful to me, taking up too much space, not allowing me to really utilize things efficiently, or I get confused, or I can't decide, or I think it's fun and then I find it's cluttered. There's lots of different ways that you can look at it. So then if you invite, or if you think of bringing in a new piece of clothing or a new pair of shoes, or for some people, it would be a new tool coming into their garage or their workspace. You may have to decide, where am I going to put all these? Can I fit them? But you may also decide that, all right, when I bring this in, it means that this one I am no longer going to use, or it is at the end of its life for me. So I can either give it away, I can sell it, or I can donate it, or it is trash and it needs to go into a proper facility to be disposed of or recycled, depending on what it is. But there's a decision that needs to be made. Do I just keep gathering and gathering? Or do I actually say, I need to release some of this so that I can see more clearly, I can make my choices more clearly, or I can just feel that I have more energy, I have more opportunity, more available energy and space around me. So when you're looking to what you want to manifest and bring in, it is one way that you look at it, that you can look at it and say, okay, I want to build this. I want to bring in this. I'm hoping for this. I'd like to create this. I would love to experience this or feel this. But as I do so, I would like to release this, let go of this, heal this, walk through this so it becomes less heavy, so that it is starting to release from my space and my energy. And that gives you opportunity there. Let's pull a card or two or more and see where we go. So full moon, January, what card shall we use? Let's find out. Just going to click off something off of my computer here. There we go. So let me look at my cards and see where we want to start. So tonight it wants to start with, it's full moon time, 5:37. I think that's when it was, or maybe it was 5:27. So we're right around the time that it was. I'm Eastern Standard Time. So right around the time that it was going full moon. I don't have my note in front of me, so it might have been 5:27. So around when I was coming on. So from the Robin Wood Tarot, this is the back of the deck. Let's do a nice shuffle here. I did shuffle them earlier. Full moon energies. What do we want to know? What do we want to look at? What do we want to look into or to receive and reflect on? So we get the Page of Cups. You see our lovely page here. She's standing on the edge of a beach on the sand, and you gentle the colors off in the distance as if the sun has risen or is setting. She is holding the cup, and in the cup, there is a little blue bird that is coming out, and there's a whole bunch of light that's coming from it. And she's looking at it as if she's sort of, look at that. That's quite amazing. On her dress, on the belt of her dress, is an artist's palette. So we know that there's creativity coming in this as well. Being a water element, the cups, she is perhaps connecting with what makes her feel good, what makes her feel happy, what brings her joy. When she is creating this, and this, how does it make her feel? And where does she want to go with that? So if she has this little bird that is saying, hey, I'm taking wing from what is in your cup, what is allowed to come forward from there? What takes wing? What starts to build and multiply and create from whatever is in her cup? So you can take this and say, okay, what is in my cup? And if that were to take wing, if that were to expand, if that were to grow and to build upon, what would it be as it goes? What is it now? And what would it be as it goes? Because she's a page, there's a flexibility there. There's a learning aspect. There's a newness that comes with it. Some people would say an apprenticeship because she's a page. So she's getting to know something. So maybe this is a new phase for you with this full moon energy, January 2025. Maybe this is a new phase for you around how you connect with your emotions, how you feel, or how you're allowing and wanting yourself to feel. So it may be like a big wave of the ocean, or it may be, as the ocean is in this picture, that it's gentle rolling waves, and you're going to feel them as they come in and tickle your toes and as they go back out. So what is happening with what you're filling your cup with, what you're feeling and experiencing, what you're wanting to create. And you can do like she's doing. You can give yourself an opportunity to look at it and go, huh, really? There's a bird coming out of my cup. That's unusual. Or that's amazing. It's exactly what I wanted, right? You get that chance to look at it and to see. So that's our first card for this full moon energy today, January 13th. Let's have a look and see. I feel that there's another card that wants to come up. It's from the Soul Coaching Oracle cards. This is the back of the deck. And this is a deck that has a very similar little bluebird. Okay, so if you look at this, okay, 2 different artists, 2 different authors, as far as I know. So let's see which card is going to come up for us. Very quick shuffle. There's a card sticking out, so I'm going to go with that one. And we get joy. Well, there you go. So we get the joy card. And in this deck, most of the cards are uplifting and supportive, but of course we can translate them in different ways, and I've learned to feel them in different ways. But I have other decks that I could have chosen for the second card that have more intense, more challenging cards. So here we get our Page of Cups with her filling up the cup. What is in it? What's going to grow? What's going to manifest? And our secondary card is this joy, this amazing, beautiful heart with this gorgeous sort of blue teal colored energy, and vibrating from or coming out of this heart are stars and little waves, squiggles. Okay. There's an affirmation on this card, and it says, joy and ecstasy flow through me wildly and freely. So as you embrace your Page of Cups in whatever way that means for you, allow yourself to notice how joy fits in. Do you have a lot of joy? Do you feel a lot of joy? Is your cup full of joy? Or is it something that you would like to bring in, or you feel you need to feel more, need to recognize more, need to welcome in more? And how would that look like? How would that feel? Flowing through me wildly and freely gives you that opportunity to really connect with the juiciness of life, that heart-centered fullness. This is joy and ecstasy. So it's really filling that cup, but also feeling the water when it flows, feeling the emotion of joy and the sense of ecstasy as it flows through your life. So maybe your life is not feeling all joy, joy, happy, happy, ecstasy full. And that's where the page comes in. How could you start something? How could you start to feel that, even if it's not present? And there could be little mini moments. I hope there are. And so as you can see in my home office here, I've got painting I enjoy. I have plants. I have to do a little decluttering, which will be another story. I have another plant up here. There's another one on the windowsill. So I have things that bring me joy. And it's something I've been working on in my living space to put up more paintings. This is a mystery zone. Don't know what's going to go here yet. But in my living quarters, my living space, I have put up more. I've put up color. I've put up something with trees and something with a view and a canyon. I've put up different things so that I feel that joy when I enter. But it took me a while to figure out what I like and what I don't like and what I want in that space and how could they fit. So you can take it step by step. And that's where that page comes in. Your cup doesn't have to feel like a full-on bucket to begin with, or a full water truck moving in, or a full ocean moving in. Maybe it can be a small cup, and you fill it and you feel it and you notice what's in there and allow it to grow, allow it to expand, and allow yourself to notice. Okay. So let's do another one specifically on the full moon and the energy. And this is not only today. Full moons tend to radiate a few days around it, absolutely. But you can take this whenever you get it. So whenever you're watching this, if it resonates with you, if it speaks to you, allow yourself to take it and work with it. So let me see. So I'm going to go to the Earth Magic, Earth Magic Oracle cards next. That's the back of it. To continue on with this full moon insights, general insights to start with. So we've got Page of Cups, we have Joy, and then we continue our watery energy. We get the Whale, the breach. And this is a gorgeous, I believe it's a humpback whale breaching up out of the water, and the power and the effort and the energy that takes. But also could it be joy? Sure, it could be. And some people say that when they're out, when I watch documentaries and they're seeing the whales, sometimes it looks like they're just playing, they're exploring. Other times they could be communicating. Maybe they're trying to get a barnacle or something off. There are different reasons why they're happening. Perhaps it's part of a mating ritual, or perhaps it's part of a feeding ritual. I don't know all the details of the whale breaching, and I'm sure there's different reasons depending on the species. But here we have breach. So coming up out of the ocean, out of the water, the full power of the fins, the tail down here, moving, powering, and the breaching up. So whale medicine here, whale brings us a deeper connection with our Page of Cups, our water energy, but also reminds us that could this be an access point to our joy? So how do you do it your way? So to me, this breach card, this whale card, has this sort of unique to you energy. It always has, ever since I've got this card. It's that unique to you, expressing you. So maybe you're expressing you in the water, under the water, or maybe you're pushing and powering yourself up and expressing yourself that way. So what is your expression? And in that expression, how do you then connect with everything that we said about the Page of Cups and everything we said about joy? So how is it unique to you? How do you feel joy? It may be totally different than what brings joy for somebody else. The joy feeling would be the same, but perhaps the reasons and the sparks of it are different. Now, this whale is reminding us with this full moon that we have the balance between the deep, which would be new moon coming in a couple weeks, and then the bright coming up to the surface, perhaps up to the sun, up to the reflection of the full moon, up to the daylight, up to the air. So you've got both. And whether you're at full moon or another phase of the moon is complete. We see the reflection of the sun through the moon, but she is full and complete. Now, as humans, we will have moments where it feels like we're in the deep. We're in a challenge. We're in frustration. We're in difficulties. We're in conflict. We are in intense emotions, intense life situations. So maybe it feels like we're diving down into something. But then we will have those moments, and it's important to give yourself those moments where you come up for air. What does it look like? How does it happen? So if you know that there's something intense that is happening for you or continuing to happen or upcoming, get yourself your coming up for air plan. Get yourself how am I going to work with this newness, this apprenticeshipness of what the Page of Cups is going to be bringing me? How do I remind myself of mini joy moments or big joy moments while I'm going through other stuff? You need to come up for air. Like a mammal, like a whale, you're not designed to be underwater all the time. You need to come up for air. How do you do that? When things are rocking and rolling in good ways and you're feeling in the flow of the waves and the flow of the motion, like the whale moving through the ocean, then maybe you look at the moon and you feel the reflection and you feel the energy of wisdom, of beautiful power, of creativity, of creating your life, of filling your cup. But at other times, maybe you're looking at your cup and going, what is in there? time to do a cleanup, time to toss some things out, time to shift it, or time to just look at it and go, I don't understand. I don't know what that is. I don't know what all of this is. And then you go into the joy, feeling that, and you work with the whale to say, what is my unique take on this in this moment? And how is that going to make me feel? How can that empower me? All right. So those are our 3 cards to start us for the full moon today. Now, I did have an idea when I was going to come on. I'm just going to have a sip of beverage. Cheers. I had an idea when I come on that I wanted to do a few different topics so we could bring in a perspective on these topics and see what's happening. Excuse me. So we just pulled some cards for the full moon. And now I want to pull it for full moon, but on specific topics. So one that came up, the first one that came up was love. So the topic around love. So you can take this in different ways. It could be self-love. It could be love within a family. It could be romantic partnership love. All different ways that you could take this. So I'm going to pull a card about love. Now think for yourself, where are you at with love as a concept? Where are you at with the different versions of love, the different perspectives of it? And what would you like with the Page of Cups to fill your cup with, or to shift in your cup when it comes to love? So let's look. So I'm getting drawn to the Halloween Oracle, which is a very interesting card for love. An interesting deck for love. I'll just show you the back of it. This is the Halloween Oracle, very Halloweeny stuff on there. Okay. And we're going to pull this card. So we're pulling a card about love. And we get the veil. We get the future. So very powerful. Okay. So here we see a woman with her long blonde hair all over the place. She has a red veil that it looks like it's blocking her view, but it doesn't look that thick, but it is over her eyes. The secondary words on this, so the first words are the veil. The secondary words are the future. So when you think about love for yourself, check in with yourself and see if you're trying to predict the future. That's one thing, because it wants you to notice, is that possible? Can you do that? What does it really feel like? Does it also take away from your day-to-day? Does it take away from your present moment because you're putting yourself in the future? And this is different for me than trying to envision or have dreams or have goals. It's different. It's a different energy because it's like not being in the future, in the present, but trying to predict what's going to happen rather than perhaps creating it, or to say, I would love this, or I would really like to have this. I would like to experience this. I would like to explore this. It's a really different energy than saying, I predict that this is going to happen, or I'm trying to see how this is all going to play out. And it's veiled. It's veiled. It's not working for you to try to predict it. So when you want the future, this card for love is saying the Page of Cups and what we talked about for the full moon is actually way more valuable to you right now than trying to predict the future. Check in with what's going on presently within you, for you, about love and with love. Then look at what you want to fill your cup with, what you want to toss out of your cup carefully. And then also what you want to start to bring in more. But it all starts with where you are right now. So the future aspect of this card is saying we're not predicting, but it really wants you to check in with, when you come to love, what's happening within you, for you, about you. Are you blinding yourself to that? Because there's a key there and there's a challenge there that would be really good for you to take off the blinders and see it. See what's happening for you with love right here and now, about you, for you, with you. And then through that, the veil comes off and it's easier to see and to welcome something different as the future, as you step into every next day, which creates your future. Fascinating. Okay, so that's a card for love. Then let's look at one for finance, money. So whether you think of your personal money, your business money, your partnership money together, whether you are deeply in debt or making lots of money or just trying to figure things out, whether you're getting started or you're at a point where you're pretty set in whatever's going on, wherever you are in your life, see how this card can resonate for you and what it can bring for your perspective. So I'm going to the Gilded Tarot. That's the back of the Gilded Tarot, a very traditional tarot deck and one that is very gilded, lots of gold. So quick shuffle again on that card, had its own plan. So we get the Hermit. So the Hermit is number 9 on the tarot. And here we see our Hermit character, our elder gentleman with white hair, white beard. He's walking along a really intricate pathway with looks like cliffs down on each side. He's got his long walking stick, his long cloak and robe, his red belt. There's all the stars and the intricacies of the galaxy beyond him. And he's holding his lamp. But he almost looks like he's looking down at the path or he's looking down the cliff side. So when we think of money and finance and we get this Hermit, what wants to come up first is, where are you looking? Are you looking at the past? Are you looking at regret? Are you looking at things down the hole, so to speak? Are you looking at what's beside you? Are you looking at what other people are doing beside you? Or are you looking at what is most needed for you? And the Whale comes up in this too, to say you have to find your unique path, but you don't have to do it alone. So you can bring in a way shower. You can bring in someone of experience. You can bring in someone who has walked a similar path and get insight from them. Now, if you're somebody who is at a level of experience where you could be a mentor, you could be a way shower, you could help others, this card is an encouragement. Please do that. Please do that. Why is everybody having to relearn things all the time? We should be expanding and sharing the knowledge, sharing the wisdom as it comes about. And this is the way shower. Now, for anybody who has their head like an ostrich in the sand and is just going, la, 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 I'm not paying attention. I'm not looking at anything. I'm not changing anything. Everything's good. This Hermit is saying, please really check in. Put a candle on, light a flashlight, put the light on, put the lamp, and look at where you are. Look at what's going on. It is not going to magically get better without some awareness and without some looking at it or looking into it. So a bit like our veil for love, this is the Hermit saying, don't have a veil on when it comes to money and finance. Bring your lamp, even if it looks like it's a really weird and difficult phase. Bring your lamp and look at it and see what's going on. Because then at least you can see that next step. You might not be able to see the whole journey, and maybe you can't even see 10 steps in front, but you can see that next step. And even if that step is quite difficult, challenging, or in this case, hazardous, allow yourself to see what it is. And then hopefully you can get a way shower, because then you can start to say, from this point, what I am looking for is this, this, and this. What I am seeking is this, this, and this. And remember to have some of that joy somewhere in there too. So pause, take moments of joy, then come back to it. Pause, take moments of joy, come back to it. So that's the Hermit around finance and money for today. What was another topic that I have on my mind? We did money, finance. So let me do business. So for somebody who's looking at business ideas or expanding their business, checking in with their business, whether you're self-employed, whether you are working with a whole team, or it's just you and a couple of people, let's have a look. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to the Power of Surrender. This is the back of the deck. Beautiful. Another ocean view. Power of Surrender. Surrender your belief in scarcity. So it's playing a bit here with the whole money thing. So we just had the Hermit card for finance and money. Now, if we're talking about business, so for those self-employed or in business, whether it's little or huge, surrender your belief in scarcity. So what we see here is a man sitting on a pathway with a huge backpack as if he's going on a journey. On one side, it is desert cracking. There's no growth, there's no water, it's a full drought, it's cloudy, and it's just gloomy. And on the other side, we have water flowing, we've got trees, there's a butterfly, there's a nice bridge going. You can see the water, the flow is present. So we've already had water. So you could now take this and go back to the Page of Cups. You could go back to what we said about the Joy card and the Whale card and tie them all in together. So it is a journey, right? You've got your backpack. What you want to check, though, in the belief in your beliefs around money, around business, around success, around your skills, around your team, around your resources, all of that is, what do you have in the backpack? Is it helpful? Is it not helpful? Is what you're carrying in that backpack of business right now what you need? Or are you carrying some stuff that you don't need? And maybe the belief in scarcity is something that you don't need. So you could check in, what are my beliefs around money? What are my beliefs around me being in business or me being self-employed? What have I seen previously and how does that impact me? What do I believe around people who have success or not? How does it all play? Let me read the text on the card because this card has it. So it says, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Let me read this again. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So if you're in business, self-employed or otherwise, this is the card I've pulled for this full moon phase for you. So you can go back and check in with that Page of Cups and see, how are you feeling? What are you filling your cup? And in this case, what's in your backpack? Are you carrying a whole bunch of super heavy stuff from the past that you don't need to be carrying, or beliefs that are totally not helping you? Do you have clutter? Do you have people that are not believing in you, and you need to do a little bit of the whale medicine action and get into your own groove and your own power? Personal power, genuine power, conscious power. Let's see. Okay, so that's for business. Now, I know there's a lot of political stuff going on in all different countries. So no matter where you are, it could be different. It could be the same. I'm in Canada. So we have our own adventures going on. Let's pull a card around that for this full moon energy and see what's happening there. It's not to try to predict what's going on. It's more to help us navigate, especially when we're looking at a lot of water energy in the cards, which we have here. So we're looking at how are we navigating. So politics at the moment, we have the Gateway Oracle cards, and you take what you like with this, or you leave it as you go. Okay. If one of these cards doesn't resonate, doesn't make sense, you don't take it. You don't work with it. Or if you get something specific for you in your energy around one of these cards, a message or a confirmation, then you work with that for sure. Okay. So the card for full moon around politics, we're getting dwelling in truth. Of course we are. Of course we are. So here we see this woman. She's got a gentle smile on her face. She's got lit up. She's very bright, but she's also got all these clouds around, but they're not the super heavy, dark clouds that we saw like in the scarcity part. These are puffy white clouds in the beautiful blue sky. And she is just in them. She is dwelling in truth, but she's not dwelling in truth. She's not down a cave in the truth. She's dwelling in truth. The affirmation on this, it says, I stand in the light of truth. So whatever is going on politically, wherever you live in the world, especially if you're involved in political decisions or you are conversing about politics and politicians and governments right now, The light of truth is where you want to be hanging out. Right? Now, truth is a weird thing, right? There's different perspectives. There is, everybody sees different sides of things. There's my truth, there's your truth, and then there's the truth. Is it? Everybody's perspective plays a part in that. So whenever you are dwelling in truth, whenever you are standing in truth, bring it in the light of truth. So if your truth is given in such a way that it shadows all of this in dark and heaviness and gloom, check in with yourself. Check in with who is giving that message. Is that the way that they're giving it? Or is it given in such a way that says, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, and this is what we know, this is what we don't know, and this is how we move forward? Or is it blah? Is it gloom and doom? And even if it's something very difficult as a message, if it's a message that has a lot of challenge in the politics or in the government or in the politician, if it's not a happy, happy, joy, joy phase, it's how it is given. It's how that message is provided. And it's also looking for that light of truth, looking for where somebody seems to be lit up with an energy of truth versus surrounded by a cloud in a negative way, surrounded by gloom, surrounded by tunnel, dwelling in closing down. This is an opening. This is a serenity. This is a calmness comes. And we can't often say that about politics and governments and politicians, but it does exist. And perhaps it's a next phase that would like to come in. So as you are looking, these are things to notice. These are things to be aware of. And if you yourself are in decision-making around governments or politics, then pay really close attention to what truth you are playing with and how it feels light. And is there light? And are you standing in that light of truth? Or is what you're standing in full of shadow and coldness and damp and dusky and just blah? Because that's not this card. This card represents a lightness of truth, which is amazing. Interesting. Lots of different ways we could play with that, but that's where I'm going with it. That's what the card feels like to me today. Let's see. One other topic. What was another topic that I had? Health. Health. Let's look at a topic on health. Health and wellness. Personal health and wellness in this full moon phase. I'm just going to have a little sip of beverage. Cheers. Okay. Health and wellness. Which cards are we going to go with? We're going to go to the native spirit. So all different decks wanted to come out today. They didn't do a lot of repeating. They all had their own messages to come out, which is really interesting. So this is the back of the native spirit oracle cards. I hope the video is working okay. I hope the live is working okay. As I said at the beginning, I don't often come on live on YouTube, but I thought it would be an interesting change for the full moon, and then I can share it around and other people can share it, hopefully. So healing, the question of health and wellness in this full moon phase, new year, we get ancient forest. So it's interesting because I have, for anybody who's followed me, I have a big interest in Earth's environment, our ecosystems, biodiversity, sustainability, nature, native plants, forests, trees. So that's kind of where I wanted to go. And then I thought, oh no, healing was absolutely a topic that I wanted to bring up. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. We get ancient forest and we get healing. So for you, if you're looking into topics of healing for yourself, of wellness, of attaining or achieving wellness or improving health and wellness, the answer is not to necessarily eliminate all medicine, but it is to do it in a balance, to do it in an ecosystem balance that works your body with whatever you're bringing in. So like an ancient forest, the big old growth trees work under the surface as much as they work up in the canopy. They work with the smaller plants. They work with the creatures, the microorganisms, the mammals, the birds. Everything is intertwined, right? It's all part of an ecosystem. And we get the sun and we get rain and we get the different temperatures depending on where you're living. So that ancient forest has built up over time to be a functional system working together. In your body, you have amazing systems working for you. And then when you bring in wellness, you add in energy, you add in spiritual, perhaps divine is important for you, as well as mind, heart, gut, physical body. So whenever you're bringing in a strategy or a practice, medical or otherwise, ask yourself, how does this fit in my ecosystem? And how am I approaching it from a point of balance and sustainability? So sustainability, maybe I need to do something crucial for a short period of time to help reset something, like a thunderstorm can reset something, or a shower or a bright sunshiny phase can reset or readjust something. But then the long term, it needs to have more balance. So what do you need to be bringing in and what do you need to be letting go of that would work for your balance, that your ancient systems within your body work as efficiently as an ancient forest system would work? It's also talking with the healing and wellness that for many people, having time in nature, whether it's houseplants, whether it is with an animal in your home, your pets, whether it's out for a walk or sitting by the water or anything else that represents time in nature, that can be very healing. And it's partly, from what I understand, it's the quieting of the mind. It is allowing the heart to resonate in different energy with different parts of the world, Mother Earth, her energy, her vibrations, and it all helps. So ancient forest is for the health and wellness. And then we tied in with ecosystems and bringing things into balance. Some will be short-term strategies to repair, to fix, to deal with something. And then others need to be long-term practices, sustainable, restorative. What's going on? What do all the systems need? What is your ecosystem talking about and needing? There we go. 2 for 1 with that one, which I love. So we started with the Page of Cups, Joy, and the Whale, Whale Breach. These were the 3 cards that we got to start with our full moon. Then we went through some other cards, and I'm just going to pull one to finish off for today, to finish off our energy and to see where we want to go. So I'm going to go back to the Robin Wood, the same deck as the Page of Cups. Okay, here we go. So back to the Robin Wood Tarot. And we get the Death card. Powerful card to finish off on a full moon. We see our bright red cloaked death with the white rose on a black flag in a birch forest. So we bring our forest in here. It is a number 13 card. Today is January 13th. So I will take that as a sign in itself. I don't have any other numbered cards other than the tarot on my desk. So to get a 13, here we are. And the Death card, it also comes with a little yellow butterfly here and different vines and different plants in this birch tree, ancient forest in the back. So the rose has symbolism as well as a death, and death is pointing in a certain way. So the Death card really is that huge renewal. Something is ending and finishing, and something is going to be beginning. So now we're in full moon. So now our moon is waning. So over the next 2 weeks, we get less and less reflection on the moon. We see less and less of her in the world. And then we go to black moon, dark moon, and then to the new moon. So over these next 2 weeks, it is profound, the invitation to look at what are you allowing to die off, or inviting to say, I am complete with this, I am finishing of this, I am letting this go, a death of sorts, so that my renewal, my rebirth, my coming into my ecosystem and my balance with my ancient forests and these beautiful plants, and just really knowing me, my whale breaching up is going to be even more powerful because of what I have let go. And now I will be able to really look forward with that Page of Cups and that joy because of what I have said. Yes, I see this is ending. This is finishing. I am allowing myself to grieve that page. Maybe it's new for you to grieve something you're letting go of. I'm allowing myself to grieve so that from there I get a rebirth. And we point in the direction and off we go. There we are. I'm Sheila Bicknell, BlueWater Oracle, signing off for today, full moon, January 13th, 2025. Wishing you all the best for this full moon phase and for the next phase for you. Whether you're watching this on the full moon or another time, I would love to hear in the comments how you have found this reading and how the cards resonate for you. Until the next time, I look forward to opening more doors of intuitive insight and wisdom and guidance, and I'll see you then. Take care. Have a great day.